I'm coming back from this wedding, and your phone blows up, and you see on your phone, just like you guys probably all saw the news, Rafael Devers is being traded, and you feel like it's fake because he just 2 years ago in 2023 signed a 10-year, $313 million extension where the Red Sox claimed that he was their franchise player. And in that time, you have seen this saga unfold. And then ultimately, the rumor's true. And Devers is going out west to the San Francisco Giants, who immediately are getting one of the best bats in the game. And the Red Sox are getting players back that could help the team. Like I'm still very high on Kyle Harrison. I know he's had struggles, but he's young. He's 23 as a pitcher, and some other young players. But you're sitting there going, did they really just let one of the best hitters leave their team, especially when they look like they're turning the tide? They seem all in for this year, but so it feels like there's more behind this, right? So here was the tweet that I at least saw that started this confirmation, right? So it was Robert Murray tweeted this out here. Whammy. There it is. So Robert Murray tweets this out. The San Francisco Giants are acquiring Rafael Devers from the Boston Red Sox for Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, and Jose Bello, according to sources familiar with the deal. So you hear that and you go, a guy like Devers, to me, I'm still in shock. And not that I'm in shock that they would make this trade, but I guess a little bit shocked. But when I saw people comparing this to the Luka Doncic trade for the NBA, baseball for me is really different because prospects, especially younger players, can really blossom as they get into their late 20s, or even get to turning 30. In the NBA, it's not really like that, right? Like Luka is very young and already is a top player. Anthony Davis, great player, but a lot older, and the time is going to run out on his clock, right? So that's an example there. This could help the Red Sox for the long term, but for the short term, yeah, you just lost your best hitter. You lost a guy that terrorizes the AL East too, that just absolutely destroys the Yankees, the Orioles, the Rays, the Blue Jays. But again, it goes back to how did we get here? Because when you look at this, Rafael Devers was their franchise guy. Now, the other image I want to pull up, and this was the contract, is that of all the moves the Red Sox have made, and you can go back even years, and one of the ones that really hurt Red Sox fans was when they traded Mookie Betts, right? Xander Bogaerts leaves. And so these are talented players that go elsewhere, and Mookie, to me, is top 5 player in the game when healthy doing his thing, right? So you decide that Devers is your guy. And so that makes him feel good. He signs this extension, and here it is. It was a 10-year deal, $313 million. That's going to run until 2033. And Devers is only 28, right? So it's a very good deal when you're looking at if you think he's still going to be a top player. Now, the Giants still have to pay a lot of money. But Rafi, clearly, to me, this became more personal, and the Red Sox said enough was enough. They signed Rafi in their mind, if I'm looking at it from this way. They signed him to be a franchise player and the leader. So when you give out that 313 mil, we're asking you to do anything that we tell you to do. You're going to lead by example, and you're going to help us get back to a World Series. So, in fairness to Rafi, I thought he was handling things well, and he expressed his displeasure that he wanted to play third base. He has the right to. But then the Red Sox said, hey, Bregman's going to be the third baseman. He's our option here. So he said, okay, I'll DH. So he was not happy about it, but he accepted that role. Then the team struggles, and Casas gets hurt, and they want him to play first base. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And I could tell you have your pride hurt. You're frustrated. But this is where that contention really started to happen, where the team needs you to move to a position, and that didn't sit well with the front office. Now, it didn't impact Rafael Devers, right? The dude went out and still mashed. Dude has been mashing ever since he got through the first few weeks of the season, and now has gotten into rhythm. to me, this was the Red Sox said, this is not living up to the standard that we want. We had a different goal in mind for you, and we're going to move on. I think the crazier thing to me is, though, is that it didn't sound like they were trying to shop him, right? And the other crazy thing is that he's going to the Giants, who already have a third baseman in Matt Chapman, who is a stud at the hot corner, which makes me believe that Buster Posey and the Giants are going to be able to convince Devers to go, you know what? We want you to DH, but we want you to be open to playing first. If it's not this year, next year. Because I really think that's what's going to end up happening. You're not going to move Matt Chapman, in my opinion. And Rafael Devers is going to settle in, and the Giants are going to be a formidable team out there that's going to be fun to watch. They already are fun to watch. But for Boston, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm pissed. And I'm more upset with the fact of it felt like a win now year for the Red Sox, and you just traded away that one best piece, especially though you have some young guys that are there. But that's no knock to the other young guys. They're not the caliber of a hitter as Rafael Devers. Not many hitters are. So we'll dive into way more of that in the future down the road. But I wanted to get the instant reaction on with this. I know I'm seeing some of these parts in here. I don't want to jump to say that Devers is a cancer because I don't know the guy, right? I don't know what's exactly happening. Neither do we. And I do want to say, at least on this first part, the Red Sox for your team, when they come in and say, we don't believe in you. We believe that we're going to pay you to be a franchise guy, but we don't think you're that guy that can play third anymore. That's a pride thing. That does hurt. It just, I don't know if it was the way the communication was with the Red Sox, if Devers really didn't handle it. They both are at fault to an extent. But from what I'm hearing, I don't think there's anyone in there in the Red Sox team that what's coming out on Rafi as a player that was causing issues by any means in the clubhouse. But clearly the tension was rising, and when a team struggles, we've talked about this constantly. Those situations get magnified in the media. Now for the Giants, yeah, Steve, like they're taking on the rest of the contract. I really do think he's going to end up playing first there. I do. I think that it's going to be figured out. I think Buster Posey has helped set a standard over there in the front office, and they're going to end up getting a really good hitter. And he's 28. So I'm not saying he's going to be a great defensive player wherever he ends up being if he goes back into the field. But that bat is going to play unless he falls off completely. And I just don't see that happening with Rafi Devers over the next few years. I really don't. Maybe you want to say 5 to 10, but at age 28, he's in his prime right now and could only get better in the future. And for anyone else that's new, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button.